Emma.
Yes.
I think you're aware of the damage that fossil fuels do to the world, right? We have record heat across the country at this point. We have extreme weather events. We have...
I would add mass extinctions.
We have mass extinctions. Mass extinctions.
This is the first time hearing about this.
Asthma. We have all sorts of health impacts. We have mass extinctions in the ocean. I mentioned the other day, I can't remember the acronym for it, but it is essentially, there is a water flow. Water goes, people know that there are currents, but the water also goes from shallow to deep because of a cycle that exists with the temperature of the water and the amount of salination in the water. And it turns up the ocean in a way that, like, almost like if you till your garden, it brings nutrients up and feeds all sorts of different species. We're on the cusp of multiple mass extinction events. We've had many, many species extinct. But did you know that Republicans are very, very concerned about, well, not mass extinction and not necessarily extinction and not necessarily all species, but they're really worried about the birds, not the spotted owls. We all remember how that was ridiculous. But
yeah,
they're worried about the birds. Here is Louie Gohmert on with Newsmax's Natalie Harp.
But some of the crazy things in it. Let's plant flowers on the side of the road. Let's study impact collisions between animals and humans on the road. What about the windmills? The windmills kill so many birds, and yet they're taking us toward the Green New Deal.
Yeah, well, and another part of that Green Deal is the huge solar farm that they have out on the border of California and Nevada, thousands of acres of concave mirrors that magnify the sun toward 3 towers, heat up the liquid in there and turn turbines. But they weren't anticipating that there would be hundreds and thousands of what they would call flamers, because when the birds fly through, if they survive the windmills, then they hit.
Pause it real quick. Like, what? Not hundreds of thousands of birds. Like one example was 6,000. So he's upgrading the number a little.
Well,
bit.
you know, there are also birds that fly into skyscrapers and die on a regular basis. So I would imagine Louie Gohmert is outraged by the existence of the Empire State Building. Well, it is in liberal New York, but obviously that must be something that gets him very upset.
But does anybody believe that Louie Gohmert gives an F about these birds?
Or the process, or the aggressive process by which he's characterizing it as just so cumbersome and unnatural to have this energy system, right? These solar
this
farms.
Sounds like a something out of the Jetsons, with you've got like sun rays being deflected in multiple different directions and birds can't fly through. It's like creates a field force of heat, and they could come flamers and. My God, we're hurting the little birds.
Yeah,
birds.
There's the only thing that's more violent than what he's describing and more offensive is the aggressive extraction of fossil fuels from the ground that potentially causes earthquakes. And like, if he wants to describe the scary fossil fuel extraction that we do on a regular systemic basis throughout the world, it's a lot more scarier than what he's talking about there.
You cul-de-sac, you don't know anything. I cried when I saw those birds in the Gulf covered in oil. I cried. You don't know what you're talking about. They're streamers, flamers.
Yeah, that is the right. They're streamers, not flamers.
Streamer flamers. I call them both. They're flamers. They call them streamers, but they're flamers.
But don't you get it? The way when a bird's coated in oil, that's a natural way to go.
That is. I wish I could die that way.
Me too. But not by a solar panel.
When the birds fly through, if they survive the windmills, then they hit that magnified sun, explode in flame, and down they go, bird guts all over the mirrors. So that takes some cleaning up. This is the green stuff that's just out of control and is going to bring the nation down.
Wait. How did we go from, we got flowers by the side of the road. We got, what was the other thing that she mentioned?
Wind turbines.
Wind turbines. And then some birds in this one area that are exploding and guts getting on the mirrors, and you got to clean up the mirrors. And that's going to take the nation down?
Yeah, probably.
There's like a big jump. There's a big leap from birds bursting into flames, and then the nation disappears.
Well, it's like the Jordan Peterson argument, Sam, right? If you make your bed every day, you can change the world. And if you don't make your bed every day, then obviously the world is going to collapse into things that are quite scary. And it all starts with some bird guts and then World War III.
People like animals, and that's why this has been a long time fossil fuel gambit. Most, I guess we know it from the solar or from the wind turbines, but just from the fossil fuel perspective, this is from cleanenergy.org. Coal mining creates a great threat to bird populations due to major habitat loss. According to the American Bird Conservancy, there were more than 1,200 mines found in Appalachian region, and 380,000 acres of forest habitat were destroyed. And then this moved on to oil field production is another threat to birds. According to Fish and Wildlife Service, every year an estimated 500,000 to 1 million birds are killed in oil field production, skim pits, reserve pits, and oil field wastewater disposal facilities. We could go on.
Yeah, but okay. The birds just move away. This, they blow up and the guts go all over the mirrors.
Look, they do start on fire, and I imagine this is something we'll need to monitor, that maybe this sort of molten solar isn't the best in heavily bird habitat scenarios. I imagine we'll probably put it more in deserts, but this is sort of, I guess, trial and error.
You don't care about the birds. I do. Country's going to go away. Anybody want to take a guess what the symbol of America is?
I was about to say, it's just a matter of time before a bald eagle flies through one of those solar panels, spontaneously combusts, and that Green Deal, they want that bald eagle bird guts in their belly. They don't care about our symbols. Got a little more Louisiana at the end.
A bald eagle flamer.
Folks, there's more of what you've just saw where that came from. That's if you hit the subscribe and like button. Thank you. Really, thank you.